Yo, YouTube, what is up again? I am back at it with some more new cards from Eldraine, messing around. This one's pretty easy. This one we're going right into Mill. This is something I really like that Mill can do now. They had the opportunity before, but now that they have this extra creature, I really think it puts it together for what our possibilities are, and that is Aggro Mill. So basically, it's pretty simplistic. We're going right into Vantress Gargoyle. This card is seriously awesome. It's a flying 5/4 that can't attack unless the defending player has 7 or more cards in their graveyard, and it can't block unless we have 4 or more in our hand. The other ability it has is you can tap, and then each player puts the top card of his or her library into their graveyard. So this is pretty amazing. This combined with Jace's Phantasm allows for some pretty sick alternate win conditions, which at this point people could see coming, but Jace's Phantasm's been around for a while, but with Gargoyle it just makes such a redundancy that it creates a level of threat that some decks can't deal with. The other new card is Drown in the Lock. This card is busted in my opinion. I think it's super sweet, super sweet. With fetches and milling and all of that, we can basically counter and destroy any creature. This card's so good. You get a counter spell with converted mana costs less than or equal to the number of cards in its controller's graveyard. And then you can destroy a creature with a converted mana costs less than or equal to the number of cards in your controller's graveyard. In the controller's graveyard. Super sweet. So what do we do? Let's say we go turn one, Jace's Phantasm. Our opponent fetches, and then we get to Archive Trap them. We're swinging with a 5/5 next turn, and then if we drop a Gargoyle, we now have two 5-powered creatures on the board that are pretty tough to deal with. Besides Path and Push, that's really the only way to deal with that for the basic removal spells. Then you got a pretty generic. We got 4 Glimpse the Unthinkables, 2 mission briefings just for recursion with Drawn on the Lock, Archive Traps, Glimpses, pretty simple stuff. We're still running Hedron Crabs. They are just generally the most and safest go-to mill strategy. It just allows us to get really quick mills in. Thought Scours, which are even sweeter when you Thought Scour end of turn and you're able to have a Drawn and Lock for 2 to 3 cards, so 2 to 3 CMC. Visions of Beyond just to keep up the tempo. One Fatal Push. This is the adjustment I'm working on. I'm trying to figure out if I want to go up one more. Just because we have Drawn a Lock, that's 5 removal spells. 3 Inquisition. Again, these are the cards I'm toying with right here. And then 2 Scheming Symmetry. I think this card just works very well in Mill. Allows us to set up super easy traps, along with just getting a card that we need, follow up by like Thought Scour or something of the nature to uh, take out whatever our opponent went for and grabbed. Lands are pretty generic. 4 Dark, 6 Shores, 4 Field of Ruin to help trigger Archive Traps, some islands, a swamp, polluted deltas, and 3 Watery Grave. Moving over to the board, we have 4 Leyline of Sanctity, just for the same typical reason any general combo deck or deck that relies heavily on casting spells. This just allows us to fight through that pretty easily. 2 Ravenous Traps, 1 Crypt Incursion, 3 Thing in the Ice. I like Thing in the Ice a lot in this, specifically this variant. This allows us to bounce and just keep beating down with creatures. I think it's really good. 3 Echoing Truth because it's generally just a really good catch-all. For example, if our opponent has a Leyline, it just works super well. And then 2 Brutalities for the burn matchups or heavy aggressive matchups. It allows us to just basically get in there and crush them. Now, like I said, some of the things I'm still testing, but I think are really good are more removal. If we opt out of removal and just stick with 4 Drown and Lock, we could put in maybe a bit more mill or something of that nature to try and get going on that. Not really sure. Also not sure if we need maybe 1 or 2 more fetches over these islands and go with just 2 more fetches. Could be just to help with the crab and the gargoyle and Jace. I'm not really sure, but yeah. So this is Aggro Mill. I'll be playing this um, Monday on stream at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then if we do well, we'll adjust and figure out how we like it, what we need to do, and we'll go from there. So till then, drop a follow, drop a like. Let me know if you like this deck or if there's any changes you would make. Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. That really helps let me know that I'm on the right track with these types of deck techs. Again, if you want to see more in-depth deck techs about the cards, about how I came to this right here, how this order of cards, let me know in the comments. And then I will catch you guys all next time. Thanks.